Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to Peter Watches TV, where I watch all the TV shows, and then I come over here, and then I react to the TV shows, and then you guys let me know what you think in the comment section, and then we just have a conversation about TV shows. And today, we're going to talk about the newest episode of Sister Wives. Every Monday, I come over here and I react to the latest episode of Sister Wives. So I watched it last night. Took all of my notes. I have all of my notes right here. I just want to say something really quickly. Recently, people have been referring to me as a Sister Wives commentary channel. I did not realize I was a Sister Wives commentary channel. I thought I was just a TV commentary channel or a TV reaction channel or somebody that likes TV that happens to have a YouTube channel. I did not realize I was a Sister Wives commentary channel, but apparently I have entered that realm. Now, I would love to be a Bravo commentary channel, but since I just entered that realm again last week by doing my reaction to the season premiere of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills just last week, I'm not yet a Bravo commentary channel, but one can hope. I'm also a 1,000-Pound Sisters commentary channel, as well as a commentary channel. Listen, I have commentary about everything, so call me what you want to call me, but I was kind of excited about that. It's like one person said it a couple weeks ago, and I was like, okay, that's one person. But several people have referred to me. They sent me direct messages and stuff, and they were like, as a Sister Wives commentary channel. I'm like, am I a Sister Wives commentary channel? I live. But anyway, before I get into this video today, where we are going to discuss season 19, episode 11, and the episode was titled The 11th Hour. Before we get into all of my notes about this week's episode, I just want to say that I keep up with the news of what's going on with Sister Wives and what's going on behind the scenes currently, okay? I do keep up with much of that. I wouldn't say I obsessively keep up with it, but I do keep up with some of it, so I know what's going on today. My videos are literally a reaction to the episode, okay? So when I'm talking about the episode, I'm not really talking about what's going on in November of 2024. I'm talking about what's going on with the episode when it was filmed, and I just want to make that very, very clear. But recently on the Facebook, when I've been going over to the Facebook, it must be because of the algorithm. You know, blame it on the algorithm. But it must be because of the algorithm, because all of these reels, like Janelle's reels keep on showing up for me. Christine's reels keep on showing up for me. Mary's reels, I mean, it's like every time I get on Facebook, it's Mary's reels, and she's selling that shit, that LuLaRoe shit. And so it's like all these reels keep on, and what's so interesting about him is I haven't been like watching tons of them, but when they come up, I'll go into them for a couple seconds, and I'll see what's going on. What's interesting is that Christine, Mary, and Janelle share more on their social media than they ever share on the show. And in fact, Mary was doing this, like, she was selling the LuLaRoe stuff, because, you know, that's her online, what does she call it? Her online clothing business, which is basically LuLaRoe. And if you never saw the documentary about the molding leggings at LuLaRoe, make sure that you go watch that documentary. But so she sells the LuLaRoe stuff, okay? And I was, like, watching this, like, it was, like, a reel, but it had been, like, captured of her, like, I don't even know what it was. It was, like, 20 minutes of her selling stuff in her store, that's her carriage house to her bed and breakfast. I'm so confused about it. But anyway, I kind of live for it. But the whole time that she's doing it, she's, like, telling stuff about the show. And she's like, yeah, I've been, like, good for a really long time, but they don't really show that on the show because it doesn't really sell the show. So they have to show me as, like, being really miserable and really upset. But if you watch me over here and you're over in my lives where I'm selling stuff, and I was like, oh, this is so smart. So this is what they're doing, okay? It's like, and you guys are like, yeah, Peter, they've been doing that for years. Apparently, she, like, sells her stuff, but, like, sells secrets at the same time. So let me give you a little demonstration, because I have 3 shirts right here. Okay, so this is kind of what she was like. She wasn't even saying, like, if you've ever watched those salespeople, like, I used to be obsessed with that, Simply Obsessed with Sarah Gibbons. Oh my God, did you just see her over the Facebook? She just sold her business. But anyway, she started with LuLaRoe too, okay? And I didn't know forever. I was like, what does LLR stand for? Because, like, in all of, like, the threads where they're talking about these people, they always say LLR, LLR. And then one day I was like, oh my God, it's LuLaRoe. I didn't even get it. So Sarah Gibbons started with LuLaRoe too, but then she went on and she was selling all kinds of stuff. And then she was selling the Louis Vuitton bags. And she was selling all kinds of stuff. But then she just sold her business, okay? Which is kind of sad, because now they have these people that are just kind of like, you should buy this shirt. And then people are, like, in the comment sections are just, like, shredding these people. They're like, hey, we want Sarah back. Where's Sarah? I mean, it does take, like, a certain kind of personality to sell this stuff. But Mary, like, each of the shirts has, like, a tag on it, okay? That says, like, 234 or 235 or whatever. She isn't even saying, okay, this is a beautiful, you know, flannel shirt that you can have for $20. It comes in blue, it comes in green and whatever. It also has a homemade Stranger Things. And, don't you love so much I had to show the shirt. But anyway, I got this at Horror Hound Weekend several years ago. But anyway, she doesn't even show like the shirt. She just holds the shirt up like this with a tag number on it. And then she sells all the secrets to Sister Wives. She's like, and so if you, and she's like, if you want to know more about what's going on with me with Sister Wives, and so the shirt is literally like selling itself, okay? Because people are like buying the shirt, and she's like, yeah, well, me and Janelle, we haven't really talked for a long time, but like she did come over the other day, and then this one will say at like 2:35, and then she's like, she did come over the other day, and we talked for a little bit. This is kind of a pretty Christmas shirt, don't you think? I think this would be nice for Christmas. I think maybe I'll wait for another Christmas shirt. And then she's like, yeah, and like Christine, I'm happy that she got married, but we don't really talk anymore. She doesn't do anything. She's not selling the shit at all. She's just showing it while she's telling the secrets of Sister Wives. I kind of live for it, right? But anyway, so I've been keeping up with the reels a little bit, but they don't really share a whole lot. They all got the reels now. They all got the TikToks and the reels. It's like Maddie, Aspen, McKelty, she's selling all the secrets for Sister Wives. She's like, no, listen, okay, listen. I was forced to wear that top hat at the mission statement ceremony. I will never forget McKelty in that top hat. I watched that episode. I was like, girl, what is she doing in that top hat? I am so confusion. McKelty, bring back the top hat. Could you bring back the top hat? She popped out there. I was like, girl, what is she doing? She wants to be a fashion designer in that top hat. She wore that top hat for the mission state ceremony. McKelty, nobody paid McKelty any mind for every season up till this season, and now she's an expert in Sister Wives. But anyway, I kind of live for it. She's kind of being real fair to all sides, so I kind of like that she's coming out and talking about it. But anyway, let's get into this week's episode. Now, if you don't know how I take my notes like this. We're at Christine's house. Okay, so the episode starts, and they are at Christine's house, and all the kids are coming over there, all Christine's kids, and all of David's kids, okay? Because they just got engaged, David and Christine, right? But the kids don't know it yet. I mean, they do know it, but they don't know it. Because Christine can't, shut her mouth for 2 seconds, She knew she was getting engaged before she even went on a date with David. So anyway, they're at Christine's house with all the kids, and they're going to tell them that they're engaged. And she says the kids are really syncing up. Like, the kids are really syncing up. It's really great. Like, the kids are really syncing up. Well, I mean, they've only had this one dinner to sync up. I mean, they've been dating for 4 weeks. They bought a house. They're engaged together. There is a part later in the show when Janelle comes to meet David, and Christine's like, yeah, we've only been living in the house for 3 weeks. And I'm like, well, you've only been dating for 5, okay? I mean, this is the fastest relationship in the entire world, but we'll get to that in a second because I have some thoughts about that. But anyway, so she talks about how the kids are syncing up really fast. And when I get into this criticism of Christine and David, it's nothing about them. I'm very happy for Christine. David seems like a wonderful man. I'm very happy for both of them. I hope that it lasts forever and ever eternity. I hope that the relationship is full of bliss and lots of tongue kisses, because that apparently is what sells Christine. She also wanted a man that was bald and had tattoos and rode a motorcycle, but she also wanted somebody that would tongue kiss her like there was no tomorrow. So anyway, she got all that. So I hope she has that till the end of the days, okay? I hope she does. But it does seem very fast, and her kids say it's fast, and everybody says it's fast, and even Janelle says it's fast, and it's like she won't listen to it. So anyway, but that was kind of funny when she said that. She was like, yeah, we've only been living in the house for 3 weeks. And I'm like, and you've only been dating this guy from date 1 for like 6 weeks, and you're already living together in a house. And Janelle goes, there's a lot of money invested in this ring and in this relationship. She says something, I think she says ring. But anyway, and she says the kids are really syncing up, but they think they're going too fast, and she doesn't care. I don't care. I don't care. It's love at first sight, and I know what I know, and I know what I know when I know it, and when I know it, I know when I see it, and when I see it, I know when I know it. Christine talks in circles that make absolutely no sense. To her, they make sense. And then McKelty's like, yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. She's like, right? Like, because I totally know, and when you know it's right. And then McKelty's like, yeah, I totally get it, except for Christine told McKelty and Tony that they had to wait, which I can't believe that hasn't come out in the show. I can't believe McKelty hasn't said anything about that yet. I mean, she kind of hinted at it a little bit, but I think that's like a major discussion. Christine's brought it up, but McKelty hasn't brought it up, right? And she says it's not too soon. It happened fast, and now nothing else is happening, just wedding planning. And then she says, I haven't told anybody, but I told Isabel already. She's told everybody. Peyton already knows. He's like, Peyton is so funny this season. And he's like, yeah, Mom wants to like keep it a secret, but we already know. We're supposed to act surprised, but we already know. Peyton needs to be like a stand-up comedian. Is he? I don't know if he is. But anyway, And then she shows the engagement pictures to everybody in the video. It's so funny when, like, she tells the story. She's like, and oh my God, I dropped everything and I was so surprised. She was not surprised at that engagement at all. I watched it like everybody else did. And he was like, well, he got down on one knee and he's like, will you marry me? And she's like, yes. It was like, there was no surprise there. She knew what was happening. And each time she tells the story, have you guys noticed this? It gets like bigger and bigger and bigger, you know? At first it was like, he got down on one knee and he proposed to me and I said yes. And now it's like, and we were at the Grand Canyon and then like all these animals started singing, and then there were 100 people there, and then like I dropped everything, and all of a sudden I was in a purple dress, and then I was in the purple dress, and then we decided that we were going to get married because it's not too soon because we're just doing wedding. It's like every time she tells the story, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So anyway, so then she shows the ring and she talks about designing it and all this kind of stuff. Then she says, after she said, everything went too fast, we're not hurt anymore, but the wedding is October 7th. Well, we already saw the wedding because that was at the end of last season. Okay, well, that's a special, I guess. And then she says she doesn't know how not to be married, which I thought was kind of interesting. And then I was like, girl, you know, here's the thing. And I can't believe nobody else has said this to her, and they probably have, they just don't show it. It's like, she was married for 30 years. Don't you think you might want to take a little bit of time to kind of get to know who you are on your own? Not living in Flagstaff, near Coyote Pass, but just to get to know who Christine is without needing a man. Listen, I know a lot about codependency, okay? But I'm talking about not feeling like you need a man or a woman to complete you. I'm talking about maybe just getting to know who you are without being in a marriage, let alone a polygamous marriage, let alone 25 kids, okay? Maybe just get to know who you are for a little while, right? I just think it's kind of a little bizarre to me. And especially since everybody else is like, it's too fast, and she's like, it's not too fast, you know? I mean, there's been a lot of things on... I just hope it lasts. I hope it lasts forever for her. I hope that, because Christine deserves happiness. I really do believe that, okay? And then Aspen says that she sees how happy that Christine is with David, and it makes her realize how unhappy she was with Kody. And I think that's really, really interesting, right? And I have known a lot of people that, like, move... back in the day, I was in and out of relationships like that, okay? I always refer to myself as a monogamy whore. Not a polygamy whore, but a monogamy whore, okay? Because I wanted to be in relationships, okay? I wasn't about all that other stuff. I wanted a boyfriend. That's what I wanted. So I get Christine a little bit. And then we're at Mary's house, and it's moving day, and Kody is helping her, and then Kody is going to drive the truck back. And then he says he's very good with her moving on. Okay, this whole situation between Mary and Kody in this episode was literally the definition of confusion, okay? And then they're moving, and it's their 33rd anniversary. There's a lot of laughing and a lot of awkwardness that goes on this whole day. It's so weird. And then she says she wasn't, and Nathan, I think it's Nate or Nathan or Duke or Sam, I don't know. It's her brother-in-law. It's one of Cody's good friends is her brother-in-law, and he's helping her move. It's her sister's husband. And she has a t-shirt on that says, this just happened, or I saw it, or something that says karma. And he's like, yeah, you have that karma t-shirt on. She goes, oh, I didn't plan it, I didn't plan it. Her and Kody laugh, and it's so uncomfortable. And they talk about how it reminds them of when they first started dating. And I was like, so when you first started dating and decided to spend the rest of your lives in eternity together, it was all built on the foundation of awkward laughing and weird sexual jokes? I'm confused. Okay. And for example, they're pushing this bike into the truck, and Mary's behind the bike, and her brother-in-law is pushing her, and he pushes her into Kody, okay? Something that's happened with all of us when we've moved. But to them, it's like the 14-year-olds laughing about a weird sexual joke, like somebody said blowjob in 7th grade. Oh my God, not even 7th grade, like 4th grade. And they're all like going crazy about it. It's the weirdest scene I've ever seen on the show. Well, maybe not the weirdest scene. But then she said she's laughing. They're like laughing hysterically about it because they're so uncomfortable with it. And then she's like, oh my God, I have to pee. I'm going to pee. I'm going to pee. It's so funny. They're laughing hysterically. And then Kody goes into this whole thing about how he's a monogamous and it's disrespectful to Robyn. And he makes this huge deal out of it. And they both make this huge deal about how uncomfortable it is. That literally her brother-in-law pushes the bike with Mary in the back of it into Kody. It's like this. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. And, oh my God. We're ex-wives. It's so weird. I was like, what is going on here? Y'all can't handle this? Like, seriously? You have that therapist for 22 years. You'd think you can handle some of this. And then Kody says, but on a matter of principle, it's not okay because of Robyn. The joke, it was an accident that happened. And then they're laughing about it. And Cody's like, because Robyn's the most loyal and the most obedient. Keep sweet, pray, and obey Robyn. Okay. And then we're back at Christine's house, and Janelle comes to meet David, and she tells her that she's engaged. And Janelle says she's got to meet him because that's all Christine talks about. Really, girl? Really, girl? That's all Christine talks about is David? I cannot imagine that. And then Janelle says that it seems very fast, but it doesn't seem wrong. Well, of course she's not going to say that because they're still sister wives. Christine says they're still sister wives even though they're not sister wives. Then Janelle tells Christine that she and Maddie and Caleb found a farm in North Carolina, which we know today that they're already living on, and then or they're building or something out there, and that they were looking in Montana, but it was really expensive, and so they looked in North Carolina. Christine brings up Coyote Pass. Janelle hasn't told Kody about North Carolina. She says he's my ex, which is interesting because when Mary's moving, Kody goes through this whole thing with the wives. He's like, Christine's getting married again. And he's like, and I shouldn't know that. Mary's moved on. He's like, and I don't know. I'm not holding out hope for Janelle. I'm like, I thought you and Janelle broke up already. And she said, no, I'm not interested in this anymore. When y'all were having dinner in that attic of the restaurant. Do you remember that? That was a couple episodes ago. What does it take for these people to be broken up? Like, do they have to look at each other and go, I'm broke? I mean, Kody literally told Meri, I'm not in love with you. I haven't been in love with you for years. And then they were supposedly still together. I'm so confused about it. Okay. So then she tells Christine that she went to talk to Meri, and she says that Meri thought that Janelle controlled the money. Okay. Then Janelle says that Kody attacks people where they're insecure. Like he attacked Christine and said that he wasn't physically attracted to Christine, had never been physically attracted to Christine. Then he says, they show him, and he goes, that was a private conversation between me and Janelle when I was very upset about Christine, which shows that there's been a lot of private conversations that they've never shown in the 18 seasons of Sister Wives that we now know that the producers have chosen to highly edit this show, okay, to convince us that polygamy was okay. When, in retrospect, it was probably a bag of shit, and we're all just figuring it out. Well, I mean, many of you figured it out years ago. But I was in love with this family. It was never true love. Anyway, and then she says that, like, money and stability is really important to me, and so he attacks me on the money aspect. And then like he says he's attacking her about the stability. And then Meri says neither one is telling the whole truth. She's like, I don't think Janelle's telling the truth, and I don't think Kody's telling the truth. And then Christine says that she's glad. Christine's like, I'm glad that Meri is moving, and I'm really happy for her. She doesn't give a shit about Meri. None of them give a shit about Meri, okay? Nobody gives a shit about Meri. And then they talk about money, and then Christine says that they had this huge fund, and then Kody paid them out of the fund, is how it worked. And that Kody had control of the money, is what Christine says. And then Janelle and Christine talk about the engagement party. She shows her the tattoo, that she has the Celtic tattoo that says we're in love forever after 4 weeks. And then Christine says 20 years ago, she would have considered herself living in sin, like by having a house with this guy and tattoos and doing it. That's what she's talking doing. She's talking about riding it, girl. She's riding it. Okay. So she riding on that motorcycle, isn't she? Okay. And then she pulls out her engagement ring. Why is Christine, everybody knows that you're engaged. We saw it last season. You got married, okay? She keeps this ring. I mean, I know when they're filming it. I know for the person out there that's already writing the comment. Yes, I'm fully aware that when they're filming it, she's not already married. I get it, okay? But she keeps this engagement ring in her pocket, and she pulls it out like, surprise! It's so weird to me. I don't know. It just cracks me up. And then she pulls it out, and Janelle's like, acts like she is not shocked at all. She's like, oh, a ring. A brush to brush my hair with. And then Janelle says she sure hopes she likes David because they put some money into that ring. To be honest with you, we're all kind of surprised about the ring. I was. Here, just full transparency, I thought the design was ugly. I did not like the design of the ring. I didn't understand it at all. Her and all those sister wives go very much for that Claudia ring look. It's like that twisting of, it's like, I don't understand it at all. Hey, to each your own, like what you like. I just thought it was an ugly ring. And that's my opinion. You know why? Because I'm a sister wives commentary channel. Hey, I'm glad she likes her ugly ring. Okay, I did not love it. That's just my opinion. Now we're back at Meri's house, and Kody says that Meri is on point today, okay? And he says that this is the wonderful woman he would have loved being married to. Because she's a wonderful woman now that she got rid of you, is why she's a wonderful woman. Then Robyn shows up, and she says she can't help because she doesn't want Meri to move. I'm like, oh my God, that is totally the excuse that I am using from now on when somebody calls me to help them move. I think I've helped 40 people move in their entire lives. I mean, all day, right? The next time one of my friends calls me, I'm going to say, oh my God, like, I would love to help you move, but I'm so upset that you're moving. I just can't. What a fucking excuse, okay? Robyn is such, she just doesn't want to help her move. She just walks up with this bag that she got, this journal to write all of her dreams into. Then Kody says that Robyn is not well about Meri moving, and it's a heartbreak. heartbreak of extreme proportions that Kody doesn't understand, because Kody doesn't have emotions. He doesn't feel emotions. Google search what that is. I'm not going to say it on here, okay? Then Robyn pulls Meri aside and she starts bawling. I think she needs a sponsorship for Kleenex. I do. But anyway, so here, Robyn, I got some for you, girl. There you go. Okay. So then Robyn, oh my God, I'm so upset that I fucked my husband so good that he left his other 3 wives. She should come up with merch that says that. She should. I fucked my husband so good he left 3 wives. That's the merch I would come up with if I was Robyn. See, I would lean into it, okay? I would lean into it. She's always like, there's a campaign against me. No, girl. What? You hoarded your husband. That's what it was. Okay, then she gives her good wishes and says she loves her, and Christine says she feels that Robyn, she's like, I never liked that relationship. I feel like Robyn's manipulated Meri for years. Of course she has. And then Meri's like, no, she hasn't. And then Robyn's like, Christine never knew our relationship. It's so weird. And then Christine says a good friend would have told her to leave. I 100% agree with that. If Robyn really cared about Meri, and she knows all the insides, because this is the thing, right? If Kody tells Janelle that he was never physically attracted to Christine, and he's told Janelle other things, and he's told Meri things about Janelle and Christine, what the fuck has he told Robyn? That's who he's the closest with. So we know he's told her all the goods, right? And then I mean, if Robyn really cared about Meri, she would have said 10 years ago, Kody ain't in love with you, girl. Go on with your life. But no, she's sitting out there balling on Coyote Pass because she's so selfish. She wants that marriage because she married for the wives. I don't even think she married Kody Brown for Kody Brown. Why would you? That ramen noodle hair dude. Who'd care? Anyway, Robyn says Christine doesn't know anything. She's like, she doesn't know anything about me and Meri's relationship. There is no relationship. That's why. I'm going to show it to you here in a second. Then she gives her this journal and she says she wishes her happiness, and this is to write down all your beautiful dreams. Okay? Okay. And then she says, it's not what we chose. And she goes, it's not what we chose. And Meri's like, no, it's not. Meri's so cold in this moment. And Meri says she has had a lot of emotions for the last decade. And I'm like, amen. You've lived alone. Nobody has checked on you for the last decade. Now Robyn, when it's convenient for her to show emotion, she wants to get real upset. Okay? And she said she's guarded about her emotions now, and that she only shares them with those she trusts. And since she's not sharing them with Robyn, that's a clear message when Robyn watched that show. Here, Robyn, in case you didn't understand that deciphering, what that means is you ain't somebody she trusts, baby. Okay, that's what it means right there. And then she says, when Robyn walks off and she's bawling, and Meri goes, we got phones. I lived for that. That's what I'm going to say next time I see some bitter ass person I can't see. I'm going to be like, girl, we got phones. Call me. Don't be a stranger. She's like, and so anyway, she says she knows that Robyn is brokenhearted and she'll have to work through that, is what Meri says. She says she's at peace and she's not going to let anything bring her down. Then Robyn says it's just been one heartbreak after another. And it's just too much. It's just different now. Okay, then she says she doesn't know what to do with the mission. Oh, Meri says she doesn't know what to do with the mission statement. And I go, why don't you burn it? And then Meri goes, or we could burn it. I'm like, oh my God, girl, we're thinking the same way. That mission statement was so dumb. They put 15 episodes in that damn mission statement. Mackenzie had to wear a top hat for it. And then she says, maybe burn it because it didn't work. And Kody gets real upset about it. Girl, I haven't seen any of those mission statements hung in nobody's house since they had that ceremony. That was all for television. Kody says the statement was the principle of joy for him. Pinnacle of joy for him. But that when you weren't in... But I'm like, okay, but now you've come out and said you were never physically attracted to Christine. You didn't love Meri before you moved to Vegas. So what was the point of the mission statement? You weren't in love with 3 of your wives. You're only in love with Robyn. So what was the point of the bullshit mission statement? He said it was sacred and it was religious. It crumbled and it failed, and he's bitter. He's hurt, and he's sure that the other members of the family are hurt too. He says Meri changed after they got married, and he goes, until today. She doesn't, and she's like, she doesn't have it, and then she goes, she doesn't have any regrets. Then we're back at Christine's. David meets Janelle. And then Christine says she still considers Janelle a sister wife. And he's like, I'm one man, one woman. She's not my sister wife or whatever. I don't know. And then we're at Meri's B&B. And her friend Jen is there. And she looks through the door. Now, if you watch my drama channel, you know why this is funny to me. And Jen says something to her and she goes, listen, Linda. And I was like, oh my God, Meri said, listen, Linda. I lived for that. And then they talk about polygamy humor. And Kody talks about how Christine and Meri liked polygamy humor, but Janelle and Robyn didn't. They thought it was disrespectful because they took so much shit from the community for being polygamous. So they don't think polygamy humor is funny at all. And then it's time for Kody to leave. He's helped Meri like move and everything like that. And it's the final, Meri says. And then Kody starts bawling, okay? And then he's like, it's an end of an era. And I did get kind of sad at this part. Did anybody else? Like, I did. Meri didn't get sad. But I was kind of sad at this part. I was like, I have invested literally like 18 seasons, now 19, in you people. And there was a point that I loved everybody in this family. There was a point, like, early on that I did not think that Kody was a fraud. That I loved this family. That you know, it was, I don't know, it just seemed homey and cozy to me. And in this moment, it just made me really sad. I don't know, there was something sad about it. Especially when he said to her, it was a great run. And I'm like, that's what you call a 34-year marriage or 33-year marriage is a great run. And then he looks at her and, well, she says it surprises her when he gets emotional. And he says, we had something special and it all went to shit. And I'm like, well, I've never heard a truer thing come out of Kody Brown's mouth. And then he says he's not bitter or angry, but it's weird to be in that place where he's like kind of past that. He's not in the angry stages of grieving anymore. And then he says this is the final nail in the coffin of their dream. I think that was when I started crying kind of, and I was kind of like, this is so sad. Like, this whole season is just so sad, you know? And Meri says she doesn't understand that. He says he's not angry anymore, and he says he's not angry anymore, he's sad, and he says he's mourning a loss. I'm like, this is the difference, right? Like, Christine has already mourned the loss of marriage years before she was out of it. I think Janelle is still in the phases of, like, mourning the loss of marriage. I think Meri has been mourning the loss of marriage for 10 years, like she said. It's just hitting Kody. Like, this season, it's just hitting Kody, because he's been with Robyn. When all these the wives and the kids were saying he's giving all of his attention to Robyn and he wasn't really listening to it, that's because he was in his happy place with Robyn. Now that they're all gone, I mean, he was good with Robyn. You know, it's kind of like this. Like, you ever know somebody that cheats, okay, in a marriage, and it's like, it's real fun and real exciting until they get divorced, and then the people that were cheating get together, and it's like, there's no excitement there anymore. It's like, he was excited about Robyn, and while he had the other 3 wives, but now that the other 3 wives are gone, and they're just in a monogamous relationship, it's not what he wants. And so he's mourning the loss of everything that he had, right? And Meri's so confused by this, and I don't blame her. And she says, it didn't have to be this way. Like, if you didn't want it to be this way, why did it have to be this way? And he says he's sorry about the last 7 years, which I was like, okay, this might be the first genuine statement I've heard Kody say in 19 seasons, right? I mean, it's a little too late, obviously. Meri says to him that she kind of gets it, but then she says she just kind of doesn't. I mean, the thing is, you can see in this situation that she still placates Kody. Like, she won't tell him to her face what she thinks. She won't say, you know what, Kody, I appreciate that. She does say that, but fuck off, okay? Fuck off for putting me through this for 7 years. That's what she should say. She talks about being this empowered woman that stands. She should look at Kody and say, you know what, Kody, fuck you for putting me through this. But I think Meri's still in love with Kody. And I get that, right? After 33 years of marriage, I think she's hung on to hope for all this time. But I think she deserves to look at him and say, fuck you for what you put me through. Fuck you for what you put everybody else through too, you know? And then she's like so confused by all this emotion, and he jokes and he says that he would walk her down the aisle at her next wedding and that she's his favorite ex-wife. He keeps on saying that she's his favorite ex-wife and that it's the end of an era. And she's so confused. She's like, is he joking? Is he being serious? I mean, he's joking. You can tell about the walking her down the aisle. It's the end of an era, and he says, now we have permission to move on. So, and then they show the scenes from next week, and on the scenes they show, I told you they should sell that Coyote Pass, because I knew there was going to be nothing good that came out of it. They show Robyn and Kody four-wheeling at a Coyote Pass, and he runs her off the road. Did you see that? Oh my God, he runs her off the road at Coyote Pass. You can hear her, she goes, Kody. Anyway, that's next week, and I hope she's okay. I hope that Robyn's okay. I hope her wig didn't fly off and stuff like that. But anyway, it was kind of, the end was kind of sad, but like Meri's so confused, and she's like, why are you feeling all this emotion now? Like, I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, all the other wives have been going through all this for like the last 5 to 10 seasons. Cody's just getting it now. And I also think it's because I think he sees that Robyn might be the next one on her way out. Because I think Robyn really truly did marry. I don't think she just married for Kody. I think she married for the whole family. And now that the whole family's over and her kids are leaving for college and things like that, and she knows it's just going to be her and Kody and his ramen noodle hairdo at home, I think she, like, this is not what I settled for, okay? I don't know. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.